2013 Honda Pilot. Today we're going to be replacing the alternator. First step is you're going to remove this. It's got two clips. You can pop it off with a flathead screwdriver. Take the negative battery terminal off. That's a 10 millimeter. Then you're going to move over here. You have this bracket right here. Reservoir slides off. Power steering reservoir slides off. And then you got two 10 millimeter bracket right here. 10 millimeter here and over here. Also, you have a 10 millimeter right here holding the AC line. Take that 10 millimeter off so you have more room to move this back and forth. Now, the alternator is going to be right here, right over here. Also, you have this little bracket right here. This is kind of getting in the way of the belt tensioner. So go ahead and take this off. That's a 10 millimeter bolt. So that should give us more room to access the belt tensioner right there. Don't drop the bolt like I did. Now that we have this bracket taken out, now we have more room to access that 14 millimeter bolt right here for the belt tensioner. Right over there. Got my tool right here, 14 millimeter extended ratchet. But before we remove the belt, we're gonna go ahead and remove the upper power steering line first. So we're gonna go ahead and remove the clamp. I'm gonna twist it left or right. You might have some power steering fluid leak out, so make sure you have some paper towel to catch that. It doesn't leak. I'm just gonna tuck it back here, just like that. Okay, now we have the power steering line, the upper line, out of the way. Now you can go ahead and remove the tensioner, or we're gonna remove the belt. So I'm gonna push it towards this way like this. All right, so we're gonna remove the belt. We're not gonna remove the belt all the way out. We're just gonna relieve the tension like this, and then I'm gonna slide off the alternator side. Like that. And now we can go ahead and start removing the alternator. All right, so now we have a 10 millimeter right here. Go ahead and take this off. And then you'll have a 12 millimeter right here. Just peel this cover back off like that. Go ahead and remove that 12 millimeter nut right here. All right, so we got the 10 millimeter bolt right here and the 12 millimeter nut. All right, so there's that blue wiring harness right here. I'm gonna zoom in. You have a tab right there. You press on that tab on the side right there. You press on it and then you pull it out. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and remove the alternator bolts. Now you have a 12 millimeter right here and a 12 millimeter right here. This one is what's holding this upper bracket. We're gonna have to take this off and put it on to the new alternator. So go ahead and remove 12, 12, and then all the way at the bottom right there, that is a 14 millimeter. So I would recommend using an extended ratchet like I did right here. Take that 14 millimeter off. Then go ahead and, so what I would do is I would loosen the bottom bolt first, and then start loosening up the two 12 millimeter right here, and then just remove it by hand once you get them loose. So that's the upper bracket. Let's go ahead and take that bracket off too. Now we're gonna remove the bottom bolt, which is the 14 millimeter. So I got the 14 millimeter bolt off. Looks like this. Now we should have enough room to remove that alternator, so we're just gonna rock it back and forth. gonna rock it back and forth. We're gonna have to find the sweet spot to be able to slide it out. So what you do is you rock it back and forth and move it towards the left. Till it comes out like that. But before you install the new one, let me give you guys a little pointer here. When you slide the new alternator here, it's like a little spacer right here. So you might have to kind of like tap it a few times, either from this side or this side. If the alternator is not sliding in, that means this thing is not in place. So you just gotta give it a few taps until the new alternator slides in. We're gonna slide the new one in. Basically just a reverse order, but I'm just gonna show you guys how I do it. All right, so I got the upper bracket installed right here. So you have this 12 millimeter right here, and then you have another 12 millimeter in here that holds the alternator. And then go ahead and install the 14 millimeter lower bolt. Okay, so I got the alternator installed, 14 millimeter bolt right here. Then you have this bracket right here. Make sure you put this 10 millimeter back on. 12 millimeter right here, this nut right here. And then you got your blue wiring harness right there. Don't forget to hook that up. And then I have the belt installed. That's your belt tensioner. You might have to move this line back and forth, but remember to push it towards this way. The belt looks like this. Now I just gotta install this little bracket right here. Don't forget to install that. It hooks up right here. It's got a 10 millimeter. Then put your power steering hose back on here, and then go ahead and install the bracket. The bracket holds the reservoir right here and your coolant reservoir right here, and put your 10 millimeter back on in. You're supposed to be getting 14 volts, so we are getting 14 volts. That squeaking belt is just the power steering oil. It leaked out in the belt. It'll go away. You should be getting 14 volts with the car running, so just make sure you're getting 14 volts. And that's it, guys. I hope this video helped you guys out. If you guys got any questions, comment below. If it did, give me a thumbs up. Click on that subscribe button to help me reach 10K subs. I'm almost there. This job is not too hard. It's a little bit difficult, but take your time with it and you'll get it done. And that's it, guys. Thank you for watching.